Well, that's just two, ginormous pieces of beef. We could not share that with you. You have to see this. We ordered from our butcher 2 chuck eye rolls, which normally when we get them, they are 4.5, 5 kilos. So I just ordered 2, I didn't specify the weight. I just said 2 whole chuck eye rolls. So I got this.
Yeah, that's a whole cow here.
11.8 kilo and 11.9 kilo. That is almost 25 pounds each. Ginormous pieces of beef. So from kitchen economic perspective, this wholesale buying meat like this saves you about 40%. And now we're going to share with you how we are going to split this up for different recipes that we're going to make.
And mind you, that's Black Angus, right?
This is Ranges Valley Black Angus, Black Onyx from Australia, which is considered one of the best farms on the planet for Black Angus. So this is prime quality.
And how much did we get that per kilo now? Was around?
We are paying around 22, 23 euros per kilo for chuck, which in a butcher shop here in Greece you would easily pay close to 50 per kilo when you buy this kind of quality. I know it's cheaper in the US, but here in Europe this is really good price. So it's a good one. Now we have a couple of recipes coming up for you guys. One of them will be sausages. Ooh. Where I'm gonna make where I will mix this with pork and make a good mixture there, 60-40 something, beef to pork. So I'm gonna cut out a piece of I'm making probably 1 inch slices, and then I'll cube it up, because then vacuum and freeze it, because then future me will be happy, because then it's ready to go directly in the grinder.
The future you.
Yeah, because then I don't have to cube it there when we make the sausages. So you see the marbling on this.
Oh la la.
This is absolutely fantastic.
That's prime cut.
That is prime cut. So now let me get my scale started here, because I want to get slices up to, as I said, somewhere between 4.5 to probably 5 kilos. So that's 850 grams just there in one slice. And it gets better the further in you get. Actually, you could cook this whole.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
We have done that before on a 5 kilo chuck roll, where we put it in good barbecue rub, and then on the smoker for 7-8 hours, then you have pulled beef to die for. Now we are up at 1.6. I'll need at least 2 more slices like this for my sausage. When I make sausages, I don't want to make 2 kilos here and there. I want to make a good stack of sausages. 4.9, perfect. So that goes aside, and we cube that up later. Should take you through the process of vacuuming, marking, and all of this, so you have nice beef for the whole season coming. This, I think I am going to split one for pulled beef. So basically I want a good big one there, like this, to have a nice...
That's like 4 kilos there on its own.
3.5 probably, something like that.
Let's see.
So that one will go on the scales. 3.6.
That will be on the smoker.
Yeah, that will be on the smoker. And I think we're going to make pulled beef on the Kamado Joe Kettle Joe, because I haven't tried that for smoking yet. So that's going to be new. And the last one here, I think I will leave it as is, because you can smoke it, or I can choose to cube it up later if I want to make minced meat, or if I want to make peposo notturno, which we're also going to do. Or shall I cube it?
Yeah, why not?
I could cube it.
Because it will defrost also faster.
Yeah, because we will make some chuck roast from this one also. So yeah, I say we cube it up for stew, chili, peposo notturno, as I said, which we're going to do real soon, actually.
And now we have the meat. We are ready.
We have a lot of meat.
Mind you guys, we got yesterday 40 kilos of meat in total.
40 kilos.
40 kilos. So.
Inside skirt steak, picanhas,
yes, picanhas,
flank
steaks.
steaks.
Flank steaks, yeah.
So that was really, I think this is going for, with this kind of fat marbling here, I will cube this up and call the bag minced meat, because this gives you that 70-30,
30, yeah.
which I wanted a little bit more lean when we make peposo notturno.
Yeah, we can make some nice burgers with this.
Yeah. So this actually, I will save on this one, and then we cube that up in a bit.
Some nice, you can also use that for bolognese or
Are
not.
Yes, yeah, minced for bolognese, it would be fantastic, fantastic. Now, for the second little puppy we have here, I'm gonna cut some roasts from the thinner end here, slightly smaller than the big boy we made over here, so that we have some roasts that we can use for a variety of things. Either we can smoke them whole for a nice little sandwich day, or we can cut them into cubes for whatever we want. But let me make some, which will be, let's see where we're gonna end up with this. 1.3 kilo, that's a nice little roast for, you know, a good Sunday dinner. But now I'm thinking, as we talked about, that we have made ready for sausages, which has the right combination, the right marbling in that end over here. And then we're gonna cube this up for minced meat, because it has a higher fat content that I want in my sausages. But now I think I wanna cut some up to cube it ready, so we make like a couple of roasts and a couple of bags of cubed, which is ready for stew, chili, as I already said, or cook in a store. We should make that.
You can actually cook that in a pot, right?
Yes, yes.
So, that's gonna give some nice.
Yeah. So if we make it like this size here, thickness, so it's good for that kind of dish.
Yes.
That will be.
Then you can cook it inside in a lemon sauce or in a tomato sauce for 2-3 hours.
Greek lemonato.
Yeah, it's gonna be marvelous.
That is gonna be good. But these ones, I will trim out some of the fat, because I don't want all that fat for a stew, or that will be too fatty. Should we make this into 2 roasts, not to make too many cubes? What do you think? Yeah, if we split it halfway, we could do that. That would make an easy roast size. Let me just see how much that one comes in at. They're 2 kilo each. That's perfect.
Lovely.
That's absolutely perfect, 2 kilos each. Now we are ready to start cubing some of this up. So let's start with our beef for minced meat. Simple process, and we don't take any of the fat out here. We just cube it up. They're 3/4 of an inch in inch sizes. And then we're gonna vacuum this, so it's easy to make some smash burgers. Or as you said,
some nice meatballs actually.
Yeah, we could do that also.
Herbs, I want something, with aromatics, not just the meat.
I know, we could do that. And we're gonna do again also, obviously, our nice bolognese. There is, by the way, a link down below how to make real authentic bolognese. Fantastic recipe. I'll continue cubing this, and then I'll get you back when we start on the sausage part. And now we finished up here, a nice pile of meat for minced meat. As you see, this end of the thin end there where I cut this from has more fat than the other end. So here I have, let's say, maybe even above 30% fat content, which is perfect for burgers. But for my sausage, that was the first ones we cut here. And you see, this is marbled, but with not so many big chunks of fat. So this will be probably, if I should guess, 20% fat, something like that. And that's what I prefer for my sausage. I know some, they like it fattier, but since we're gonna mix this also with pork, we're not sure yet what. It could be pancetta, then you get fat also from that. So be mindful about your fat content depending what recipe you wanna do. So this, we will cube up exactly the same way. We're just gonna use it for different recipes and write on the bags what kind of fat content we have, so I don't make mistakes when I take it out of the freezer. So let me cube all that up, and then I will see you when we start the vacuuming process to show you how we are splitting this up and keeping notes on what's what. All the chunks for sausage ready to go in vacuum bags. And as I said, future me will be happy because I did that today. So now I'm gonna take these, and these we're going to make for stews. So here I'm gonna trim out some of the big chunks of fat because we don't want them in our
I don't
stew.
like it so much. Make it leaner.
Yeah, but it has plenty of fat content in the intramuscular fat, but you don't want chunks like this in a stew. So pieces like this, I say this size, nice good pieces for putting in your red sauce, lemon sauce, whatever you feel like. This goes over for mince. And here, nice chunks again.
I want to discover some nice recipe like Peruvian origin, that lemonish.
If anybody has an idea, comment down below.
Yeah, with a lemonish profile, like we do the lemon sauce in Greece, but I like something from Peru and some red tomato sauce from Italy, you know.
Well, we're gonna do one from Italy. That's the peposo notturno, but that's a red wine sauce. So
yeah, that's a red wine. I want also some tomato, nice thick sauce that I can dip my good bread, my country.
Your country loaf, your pan de campagne. Yeah. Fantastic bread. We just.
That was so good.
Yeah, that's really good bread. So anyway, I'm gonna rinse all this off and then make the nice chunks, as I said. And then whatever is left over, which is good but a little bit fatty, I will leave it over for the burger side. So it's only the really hard fat I'm gonna throw away. So very little waste. Very little waste here. But I want to rinse them nicely so that you are happy. Camera wife of mine.
You enjoy to cut meat. It's crazy.
It's my hobby. No, I like to cook it also. I will continue rinsing off all of these, and then we'll see you when we have all the products ready. And that is 23 kilos net result of meat. We only trimmed out 800-900 grams of hard fat. So now it's time to get started making our packages. This is meal prepping for carnivores, I'm telling you. So we start with the ones for stew. Look how beautiful they are. Beautifully marbled, cleaned for hard fat. That is gonna make some fantastic. What did you say, beef stroganoff?
Beef stroganoff or the Peruvian, what was it?
I don't remember.
Seco de carne, something.
Carne de seco, I think it was.
Carne de seco, whatever.
Good idea. I already mentioned a couple of other things. I think that's about half. Let's see. Maybe a little bit less. I want to make 2 bags. So we have the 2 recipes here. The chuck roasts there. There we have the option to make them whole, or we can always cube them up. I don't want to cube everything at this point in time because you might want to smoke some pulled beef. You might want to do this.
Good recipes there.
You might want to do the other. So they are ready for the vacuum machine. It's a simple matter of getting them in to the vacuum sealer. I mean, I should have a chamber vacuum sealer, but I'm not allowed to buy one for my camera wife. She says no.
Yeah, I have no space for your guts.
I want things.
Yeah.
Do the double seal here. And there we have it, the first little bag of goodness. I'm gonna scale it out so I know what I have in each bag. This is 1.2 kilo. Let me get my pen. And then, as I always do, it's 1.2 kilogram Black Angus stew.
Nobody can read your writing there.
I think it's pretty.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Anyway, I'm going to continue vacuuming all this up in bags, and then I'll see you at the end when we have the whole yield on the table. There we have all of it nicely bagged up and vacuumed. We have our sausage bags, we have our stew, we have for minced meat, 3 individual, 1 to 1.2 kilo each, so you have for a nice burger if you want to make burgers for people coming over. We have our roasts, the big boy I want to make into pulled beef one day. That's going to be great. And yes, you do need a vacuum sealer if you want to get into this game of buying wholesale and freeze meat for the whole season, because if you put it in Ziplocs or just freezer bags, then they will have air, they will start oxidizing in the freezer, and you will get freezer burns. So in order to preserve it for a longer time in the freezer and have good looking meat when it comes out, you do need a vacuum sealer. They're cheap and highly recommended. So this was an episode on kitchen economics, and we have a lot of nice beef to make episode 4 for the next half year.